Hey everyone, it's Kenlyn and welcome back to my channel for the Astro and Energy Report for the week of November 17th. And holy wow, here we are on the precipice of a sea change, a tectonic change. These plates have been shifting underneath our ground for a very long time. And maybe you can feel it in the air. Things are changing. And really, we have no idea into what. We might have little pointers here and there, but truly the energy signatures coming together has never happened in our lifetime. And it really hasn't happened for humanity for these energy signatures to come together at the same time. I'll be talking more about that in the 2025 video. But for now, let's dive into the three things that are happening this week. So now this week, we're in the energy of free flowing Saturn. That feels great to me. I hope that produces flow and change from stuckness into movement for you. Saturn is the teacher. Saturn, I believe, has a benefic quality to him because he really wants you to succeed, but he wants you to succeed through discipline, through dotting your I's and crossing your T's. And if you screw up, Saturn sends you back to do it again. And we can all reap the benefits of Saturn. Saturn does deliver and Saturn does kick your ass. So if you've been getting your ass kicked, welcome to the club. I have too. It's all part of the energy signature of getting us ready for what is new. We're all shifting and changing. Who we are is changing. Our dharmas are changing. Our purposes are changing. And so I want to speak for a moment about that, because if you have been feeling any guilt that, oh my goddess, I got myself certified, I spent all this money doing this thing, and now I don't want to do it anymore. It doesn't feel true for me anymore. And then there's a stuckness, like, where do I go? Because I don't want to do that. I should do that. You know, it's just a mind game inside of that matrix, right? Well, give yourself some permission to follow the truth of your being, the deeper truth, the authentic truth, the thing that, like, if you were to see it all burn up, the part of you that would be like, oh, I'm so relieved. That part. And remember one thing, and this is for spiritual people, I have to say it. The deal is you have a say. There's no supposed to. Am I supposed to give that up? Do you want to? If you want to, you can. So let's remember our agency and our autonomy and our free will in the middle of all of this. You know, astrology is not meant to tell you what to do. Have you noticed that? I mean, for me, I got to tell you, every time someone said, oh, you're going to meet someone and fall in love, chances are they were wrong. Most of them were wrong about who was going to win the presidential election. There are a few branches of astrology that love prediction, and they come more from the Vedic side. But I don't like to use astrology like that. I think it makes me neurotic, and it takes away my agency. And anything that takes away my agency, Saturn does not like, so it usually smacks out of my life in some way, shape, or form. So I'm here as the voice of agency, the voice that says we can really look at hindsight about how those energies moved. And that's what Hellenistic astrology does a lot of the times. But the future isn't written yet, particularly the future we're moving into. And our dharmas, our purpose, what we're here to do is living. It's living. So I also don't think you need to throw the baby out with the bathwater, in other words, about your certifications or education or anything that you achieved before that you don't want to go into now, if that's your case. Everything weaves together. Give it enough time and everything will weave together. You know, I went to law school. I spent tons of money on law school. I could beat myself up that I'm not a lawyer and I didn't make partner, you know, or I'm not on the Supreme Court, God forbid. Or I could see how it weaves itself. I could see the necessary reasons why. I can see what it did to grow me up. That's a better conversation, a more honoring conversation than the one about I should do anything. So I want to presence that because there's a lot of change. And if you try to stick to the past because it just makes financial sense, you know, chances are you're going to find yourself really frustrated, because as we move into the future, to me, the real anchor point of our future is inside. It's what we want. It's that deep, deep truth. The truth, not about the world. I think that's a lot of confirmation bias, to be honest. I think most of us are completely delusional. But I think the deeper truth, that inner knowing about our own bodies, our own selves, our own dharma, our own path, that's yours. That's yours. No one can touch that. But your truth about the world, no. We're going to see the world shape up in way different ways than we ever thought. And, you know, when I was raising this young boy, As a stepmom, he once told me, oh, it's the opposite game. Let's play the opposite game. So I'll never forget that. I feel like sometimes life is the opposite game. Whatever you think, it's really the opposite of that. And that shows you the nature of duality. The nature of duality is that hidden in one side is the equal and opposite side. So really, can we say, no, we can't. But what we can do is mine our own lane, be inside our own bodies, listen to our own inner truth, and make action on it when ready in the ways that may be counterintuitive. It just may be, until later we see the genius of it. Really, at the end of the day, that's what I think we have. And much else on the outside, it's all shifting sand. So I'd rather put my trust in something that I have control over. And that's my message to you today for this week. So we have 3 big energy signatures. Number 1, Pluto moving into Aquarius on the 19th of November. Number 2 happened at the full moon, and that is that Saturn went direct. Some of us could use that energy. Maybe there were things stuck, projects stuck, maybe feeling constricted, like you were trapped. This energy should free some things up, particularly in the place where Saturn is in your chart. The third thing is the movement of the sun. The sun, its vitality shining in Scorpio has caused us to go deep, deep, deep down. Now, the beautiful part that Scorpio precedes Sagittarius is that we mine the depths and then we come out with a new vision. And that's what we get to do as the sun moves into Sagittarius this week on the 21st of November. It's going to align with a Mercury that's in Sagittarius that's going retrograde. We have Venus in Capricorn. Right now, with Pluto, they're not conjunct, but they're together. I guess the word is they're co-present together. And Pluto will then make its move into Aquarius, and Venus will ultimately follow into Aquarius. Venus will travel a lot faster. Pluto will travel a lot slower. He'll make his way through Aquarius through 2044. Huge, big times. I'll share all that in the 2025 video so that we can keep this video laser focused on what we need to do this week. So with the sun moving into Sagittarius, we get to open to a new vision. So much has been excavated. So much has changed. And we may not even know what it is quite yet. We are still in the deep unknown. I'll be talking about in 2025 how the energy signatures are unprecedented together. Separately, we've had them before, but never together like this. The last time that we had Pluto in Aquarius was after the revolution, the US Revolution. This is in the United States. The United States natal is 26 degrees Capricorn. And so today at this transmission, we are still 29 degrees Capricorn, and we're moving ever so slightly into 0 degrees on the 19th of November. I'm going to present Vanessa Corazon. She does this moon calendar, which is very, very beautiful. And I'm just going to read you a little bit about Pluto because this is what is happening this week. The last time that Pluto was in Aquarius, outside of dipping its toes in 2023 and 2024, was between 1777 and 1798. That was just the beginning of the United States as a new country. And the 0 degree point of Aquarius was 246 years ago. So that's at that end of 1798. That's when Pluto moves into Aquarius, a whole new world. And really, you can see that we built upon the shifts that started back then. So the United States has been in it. So when Pluto is in Capricorn, it's implicating the US's Pluto return. So it's no accident that we have an election, that everything has shifted and changed, because Pluto is about power, the redistribution of power. There's so much to say about it. And I have had another video on the US and Pluto. But here we go. Between now and the next 20 years, we're going to see significant changes: business, agriculture, finance, government, technology, and belief systems. So here's the thing. We've never thought these thoughts before. They are going to be completely new norms, new societal norms, new ways of doing government. And it may come at some very challenging expenses. It also shows our fears and the challenges we may face in gaining our true power. I really want to leave with that because that is the most important thing that we can take away. This is an outer planet. It's considered actually a dwarf planet, but it's got so much punch that we don't really know how this is going to affect us as we move into the new world. But we know that there's a touchstone inside, as I mentioned before, and that's the true source of your inner power. So as the sun moves into Sagittarius, this is the time to start reimagining your new vision, to unhook yourself from the old visions that you had of yourself. And things will carry forward, but you may carry them forward in a completely new way because you're a new person. And so we get to leave behind belief systems that have weighed us down. If you think about it, your subconscious belief systems have created your world. There's been a payoff for them. You've gotten rewarded for them, or you've gotten to avoid something for them. So this is a good time to look at what you want to leave behind. We just did that in the Evolving Sisters Network membership. We did a huge taking out the garbage of our subconscious in preparation for this Plutonian death and rebirth. And we created a way to move forward as a new consciousness. Now, those processes have to be done daily. They have to be done over and over. We're retraining ourselves, and life will support us by giving us the feedback of what's working and what's not working. You know, there are many, many timelines, and you can choose which timeline you want to step into. The timeline of fear, the timeline of opinions, the timeline of fighting, the timeline of polarization. That timeline is here, and we see it. And it's going to take something to experience a new timeline. So we're in this shit show of this liminal space. But those who have the courage and the will and the vision to create a new timeline may just invite others to join. But do it for yourself. Do it because it's right for you. Do it because it empowers you. Because after all, that is what we're here to do. May all beings benefit from the merits of our efforts. And I'll see you on the next video.